also posted a link to the YouTube stream in my Discord. Grab a link, grab a link, grab a link. There we go. Also, hello to James on YouTube. Now is when I have to... I'll try to get better thumbnails for the YouTube streams going forward for the final week. Is Hera DauT as big of a favorite as most assume? I have no idea. I have no idea, Wobbly Biscuit. Dragonstar and Dr. Cosmona, I imagine we'll see the doctors. Need some reaction faces on my YouTube thumbnails to boost the algorithm. Oh boy. Let me go stock up on water while they're drafting. I'll be right back. Alright, Civ draft time, yay. And different priorities, Spanish and Mongols for Hera's team. Georgians and Britons for Blacksails. Dave muted. Not muted, just grabbing food. Let's see, Dave's going live for this. Nice, we'll have some more people casting. And a little rare Swedish killer rabbit. Thank you for the follow. That is a nice username. Ooh, Turks and Maya. I wonder how they prioritize Turks then for Jungle Rumble versus Fortress. I have not seen Fortress played yet in this tournament. I've seen it picked, but I haven't seen it played. Our Blacksails, that is Dragonstar, Dr. Cosmonaut, and I think those are the two who are going to play on their team. I want to support Dragonstar since he's from your country, but then how do I root against the Lord? Lovering Lord. How can anyone root against DauT? I think as far as tournament viewership is concerned, DauT and Hera doing well is probably what we'd want to see, because that means Gamer Legion is still in it, and we don't have the sad Viper Tato going home repeat of this set. Some food, some AoE2, and some Twest. Life's good. Hello there, Kamaru. And hello, Jeanette Lepine. Or Jeanot Lepine. That feels like more of a French way to say it. Bohemians. Again, you kind of think about those closed maps too, as Bohemians, Bengalis. Do they played on Fortress or on Jungle Rumble? Hypertata lost. They lost to MBL's team, MBL and Sorokuma. They were the former champions. But I don't know if they really were the favorites. And hello, Sovereign. Viper lost indeed. We casted that the other day. was a sad loss for Viper and Tato. Jordan helped them draft, went to bed, woke up, and figured out that he was no longer back. And Dakota, thank you for the follow. No Jordan, no win for Viper. Ooh, Burmese. That could be an interesting jungle rumble civ. I mean, we have 2 regicide maps. We might see some king snipes. Valley of Kings and Fortress both are regicide. Plan to co-cast with anyone? Not today. Maybe during the final weekend. I've had too much work getting everything organized to get co-casters in yet. So the next couple days we'll have the Silver League semifinals. Or the quarterfinals. The Silver League semifinals will be on Wednesday. Then the Gold League quarterfinals on Thursday, Friday. Gold League semis on Saturday. And then the grand finals next Sunday. So a ton of casting this week, while also doing the community event. We have 11 community leagues, and then also 2 leagues in the AOQ community. Why don't we see Franks more in these days, especially 1v1? Franks have never been a good 1v1 civ. Like back in AOC, they were one of the worst. Early on in DE, I think they were played on the ladder just because they were easy to play, and pathing probably suited them at the time versus archer civs. But at a high level, they've never really been like a great pick. They ruined the Arambai's King Snipe strength, did they? How did they change that? I wasn't aware of that. So is OBS still going to do the thing where it resizes my browser sources? Yeah, it is. I don't know why it does that. Just when I swap to studio mode, because I want to prep my Capture Age scene, but I can't do that. Next week, hype. I hope I can sleep properly to get everything casted. That's the hard part about casting. You're doing all the background organization and still sleeping. It's much easier to go for like when I was at NAC or the Garrison. And just go there and cast and not have to worry about the maps being bugged or the social media announcements. Or the players being present. Anything special planned if you reach 15k followers? If we reach 15k, I'm going to increase the prize pool. That's another $500. And if we hit the Partner Plus Tier 2 300 subs, I'm going to increase by another $1,000. That's subs where gifts and primes don't count. But we're definitely better than that than we've done in other months. I think we're still maybe a bit of a far way away from reaching that. And we'll see how close we can get. It would be wonderful to be on the 70-30 tier rather than 60-40. I think we need a bit of growth to get there still, but this tournament is definitely part of that growing. Especially on YouTube, because we have 51 people watching on YouTube, and it's lovely to see people watching the YouTube stream too. I know for a lot of people, it's convenient to have that on a TV or mobile more than Twitch, and it's nice to have the VODs there. Without needing to go cut and upload anything, so it's convenient for me too. The only thing it takes is me putting a fan to keep my router cool, because I think the router is about 10 years old and it had been overheating using the full 35 Mbps upload. I tried putting them in the stream title. Ooh, that's a good idea. I'll probably do that next week as we go through the final few days. I expect that to be when the main course of the viewership will be. And thank you, Galbadots, for the follow. I'll hopefully get a Steam post on Cartographers too. Alright, let's see, do they have a lobby? Lobby. Why was the last map Hera played Amazon Tunnel? Oh, that reminds me, I was gonna make a population changed version of Amazon Tunnel. And hello, Mert Demir and HQ over on YouTube. Hello, hello. Welcome everyone on YouTube. We have a chat rate of 2. What would be great is if we had people actually like chatting on YouTube enough that I could just have it open like simultaneously with the Twitch chat and read both of them at like a similar pace. I don't know if we're ever going to get to that point, but it's still just great to see people on YouTube. And Rohit AoE, thank you very much for using your Prime sub. Appreciate all the support. All the support will help me buy coffee to keep myself awake while casting this week. That's the important, to have coffee a day to keep the caster awake. Yeah, Hera plays 1v3 on Amazon Tunnel. I need to remember to do that. You watch on UK on YouTube because 4K, but chat here. Yeah, I think this chat's more active. I think a lot of people probably do that. Watch on YouTube for the 4K and then chat here, which is great because then you counted twice as a viewer. Lons, hello, BS Hammer. So, BS Hammer, are you officially Dr. BS Hammer now? Can you join the Dr. Cosmonaut and Dr. Agenstar on the Blacksails team? Is there a feature bot where you can integrate YouTube chat into the Twitch chat? Probably. Technically, it's against the Twitch TOS, but I don't think Twitch really cares about that. Who is Blacksails? That is Dragonstar and Dr. Cosmonaut. I expect those to be the 2 players playing for them today. Officially know what your committee calls you, Doctor. All right. Dr. BS Hammer. Oh, and Arthurron increased that chat rate to 3. I have a question mark on YouTube that explains what the chat rate is, and you'd think it might tell me, like, number of chats per minute, something like that. But no, it just says the chat rate of the stream at the most recently available time. Like, thank you, Tooltip. That has told me nothing. That's the requirement to be a mod. There's no application process. It is a selective group of people whom I personally select. I think it's official at commencement. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, VS Hammer is beyond the ABD phase. He's at the waiting for graduation phase. And then next time he teaches math, it'll be as a postdoc. You'll be mod for $50 an hour. If you mean you're gonna pay me $50 an hour to make you mod, I might take you up on that. YouTube's tooltip being as helpful as the old paperclip thingy from the 2000s. Hey, the 2000s are more modern than AoE 2. Wes doesn't need mods, he is the real mod of mods anyway. Hello, Panda. Like, Panda's a responsible guy. Hope you're having a lovely day, Panda. You're not so responsible, you'll take the lie anyway. I think Panda's responsible. Panda's a scary good AoE 2 player too. Really 2K. You wrecked us in that community game. So I see Hera, Dragonstar, and DauT in the lobby. We should be getting started momentarily. On Twitch, I'm just going to reset the ad counter so that we don't have ads during the games. And if you don't want to see ads, you can also watch on YouTube. You can find my YouTube channel linked in the info beneath the stream. So apologies again for an ad. If you're sub, you don't get ads either. But you can watch on YouTube ad-free, which is lovely. And yeah, Red Cliffy doesn't have an ad, he just has a Teutonic Knight emote. And Road Farmer, thank you for the follow. Road Farmer. It feels like a road would be a bad place to build a farm. Which feels like that's where T90 probably builds his farms. So we will have Outcrop as game number 1. Hera and DauT against Dragonstar and Dr. Cosmonaut. Oh my gosh, BS Hammer, you would fit right in with this team. You have with Blacksails, who use BS as their abbreviation, then Dr. Cosmonaut and Dr. Agonstar. You have Dr. Hammer. You have BS Dr. Hammer. You would fit right in. Chat wins today. Trash Talk will be legendary in the next Town Center podcast. Trash Talk will be amazing. Although if they lose, the Trash Talk will also be amazing. By the way, did we already discuss the Louvre AoE collab and how the Mamluk unit was chosen as the first one? I wonder how they explain the hundreds of scimitars they throw. There's a scenario. Here's a scenario. I wanted to play it at some point, but I need to do it. I've heard about that for a while. I've not had time with Cartographers. Maybe at some point during the week, like if you have a break between sets, I might play the scenario on stream. That could be a fun YouTube video itself. Maybe I'll just record it off stream too. So we have, the game is launched, we have a slight spec delay, and we'll get started. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Lovely to have 300 viewers on Twitch, 75 on YouTube. And well, that is with like literally everyone else streaming. I think T90's off, but Dave, Mem, Viper, Hera, all are online. So, and DauT too. So if you want to check out their point of views, check out their point of views. And here we go. Sorry for the black screen as we transition to Capture Age. I need to restart Capture Age, and every time I restart it, we'll get a black screen. I have to avoid VRAM issues overflowing. Great. So here, let me reset the team names. This will be the Gold League. It is the round of 16. We will have Blacksails against Gamer Legion A. And the map is Outcrop. Outcrop, where all 4 players spawn in a line. It's in the open category along with Arabia, but a bit different than Arabia, where we still do usually have one player going archers, the other going scouts, but you have something of a flank pocket setup. So first for Blacksails, Dragonstar, or Dr. Agonstar, as I'm sure my chat will call him, he will be at the front with the Red Britons. And then in the back will be the other doctor. Or wait, no, never mind. That's Dr. Cosmonaut at the front. I'm mixing my doctors up. And at the back is Dragonstar. Dr. Agonstar. At the front is Dr. Cosmonaut. So Britons on the flank, Georgians in the pocket. And Polished Pooh, thank you for the follow. Exactly what you want following you around. Then we'll have Hera as the blue Tatars on the flank position, and DauT as the green Franks in the pocket. So, ooh, Franks versus Georgian pockets. Very different setups. Franks probably the slightly better, I don't even know, I'd say the slightly better early eco with the free farm upgrade and the better berries. But then Georgians also get that mule cart. Georgians will have the fortified churches, which will make them really hard to push in the pocket and also give them great defenses on the flank. This map, each player only has 2 tiles of gold at the top of the hill. And while this can usually be walled fairly easily, you do have to rather quickly in the Castle Age spread out to get your TCs in the lowland and secure the extra golden stone out there. There also are a bunch of sheep you can pick up down there in the early game. And Loom will be on the way for Cosmonaut. He will be up. We'll probably see 18, 19 pop-ups from everyone. This map does have deer or deer equivalent ibex on it. So your Dark Ages will be the non-chicken Dark Ages you're used to seeing on Arabia with the deer pushes. Both teams had banned Socotra as the final map, and the draft randomed between Outcrop and Chicken Arabia and picked Outcrop. Takes 2v2 to get Britons in a tournament. Or 4v4. 4v4, I think Britons are still going to be a top pick for a flank civ. But yeah, 1v1s, they have kind of fallen off. Do I think Gujaras would be nice on this map because of the sheep? They could be. Yeah, they could be. Also a good camel civ from the pocket. The pocket civ last time we did Cartographers that I saw most successful was the Cumans. Because you are able to boom, and with how easily you can wall, you have a nice timing on the boom to go up, and then push out and grab the outside resources with the timing of a feudal boom into a castle transition. I think picking the right map to use Cumans on, if Cumans are not banned, is one of the keys in this tournament. They're one of the trickiest and yet strongest 2v2 civs. So first player up will be Cosmonaut and DauT. Cosmonaut actually going up faster than Hera, so the pocket faster for GL, flank faster for the Blacksails. And where's DauT's scout? Hera fending for himself over here. Dragonstar is up. Hera the slowest, but not like he's that slow. 19 pop plus loom. Very standard for him, and he will be adding in 2 ranges. And 2 ranges at the front as he engages in a scout fight. DauT is not there. What are these ranges? These are not used as a wall at all. Okay, that is a range positioning there, blocking his gold a bit. Well, definitely annoyed slightly by the presence of those 2 scouts, and that's what the faster uptiming can do. It lets you use your scouts more effectively, but nice double team there. Great micro from DauT and Hera combined to hit that scout. So Blacksmith going up for Hera. And he'll be looking to get fletching right away as he adds archers. Faster working ranges for the Britons, of course. And once they get to the Castle Age, they will have that extra range. Tatars, though, will have the extra free thumb ring and the extra hill advantage. A bit awkward to go with Tatars, though, because you do have to make that Cav Archer switch. No Arbalest for the Tatars. And while they do have great Cav Archers, you have to make that switch. It's not going to be as smooth or as simple as the Britons. And Britons, Tatars both picked because this is indeed a map with extra sheep, so faster collecting sheep for the Britons, longer lasting sheep for the Tatars, both have a nice bonus. And if you're choosing where to use your archer civs, this becomes a nice map for it. So the archers still have not moved out of the ranges there for... Oh, they have. A few archers forward for Cosmonaut. And 8 archers to 7. So Hera not falling too far behind the Britons, but you can already see the effect of those ranges in the slightly earlier uptiming. Watching for both players, we'll see if anyone invests into armor. And Hera not very walled, but at least he does have the building set up as a funnel towards the TC. We have here Cosmonaut doing what I usually see, going for essentially the full wall off. That gold will be exposed. Now, Tatars being able to sit on top of this hill with their attack bonus could be really nice. And importantly, DauT is walled over here, but DauT. Don't overchop DauT. Okay, 47 wood. Don't overchop DauT. Don't notice the scouts are there and run off that wood line. Oh, that would be a very DauT thing to do. Well, there is an X as they're trying to break through the house by the gold. Hill bonus for the Tatars will be extra nice. At the same time, DauT walling behind, noticing they're getting in. Saracens for breaking through walls could also be pretty cool. We'd love to see that Saracens Hindustanis combo someday, where they both have the attack bonus on the scouts and on the archers. But as Aqua says in the chat, kind of awkward not to have knights on the map. So scouts forced to engage here. Hera careful of the TC, but they will wall behind it. At the same time, DauT being a bit more successful with his walls, making a funnel towards the TC, and sending a whole bunch of Vils over. Blue Vils. Scouts are in. TC is ready to be garrisoned, enough HP on the house that'll keep the archers away. And at least for the moment, and DauT might need to wall behind this, sending more Vils to build the wall, while at the same time the archers and scouts are breaking in on the other side. Cosmonaut has to react with some stone walls, and Hera and DauT applying pressure while simultaneously doing their own walls and towers to keep this out. DauT forced into the tower. Scouts, ooh, that house is very low on HP. DauT might need to just get a few more hammers on it. Tower will go up and that'll keep this out. I'll keep that out. And instead of the tower, this team had gone for the stone walls. Hera has to be careful because while he's forward, slowly he's going to be losing archers while Cosmonaut will have all of his reinforcements arriving. And they're just going to get out. DauT will shield the archers. And Bloodlines on the way for Dragonstar. And this is where things get tricky if you're the Franks, because you yourself don't have Bloodlines, and your HP is only 54 compared to the 65. This is live. This is very live. Why wait? Why wait for the Rex when you can watch live? Gaming Legion last chance instead of Gaming Legion A. Archer's still running around. As the Cav are out and running around, 2 archers will come over. And, well, slight army lead here for GL, as Castle Age on the way for Hera. Hera has to recognize he's up and not take a fight. And Equal It, thank you for the follow. And Dagul, thank you for using your Prime sub for 9 months. And Great Torna, great sub. Thank you. And Archers coming in, and still walled out. That stable ooh, could be threatened a bit. DauT might want to repair the stable before the Archers get over. Do not want to let this army in. So Hera is up. He'll be the first one up. He's keeping his Archer production running. And he sell his stone. Didn't even sell the stone for the uptiming. He just had a very clean boom. And you know what he's been doing? Instead of taking that front gold, he's been taking one of DauT's golds. So he has been saying, you know what, DauT, you're only making a food unit. By the time you make knights, we're going to expand out to the side. I'm going to take both these golds as the archer player. So DauT will be adding in a second stable. That'll be more in the middle of the base. House goes down, but they're 17 seconds away from being up. And DauT is up 2. They want the archer upgrades before taking this fight. They have to get back, and it's going to be tricky without the bloodlines, so crossbow bot can click. They have to buy 30 seconds before fighting. And there's a university for Hera. Oop. Moved it slightly to the side. And while DauT will chase the scouts, and with a couple spears, even with bloodlines, DauT should be able to keep running around. And now Hera gonna move forward with the crossbows, and he's gonna do a quick ballistics. Hera able to afford everything. How clean is this build from Hera? And ooh, Dragonstar running into the dead end. Trapped by the forest, he'll have to fight DauT. This Hera guy is pretty good. He hasn't been home, hasn't played in a week or so. Playing pretty darn good. Hera rigged. And now Hera is going to snipe the farm. Crossbows are in. 11 Vils in that TC. And this is actually kind of an awkward spot for Cosmonaut, because as much as he doesn't want the Vils to stand idle in the TC, he only has 3 farms here. And there are no other resources by the TC. If he ungarrisons and sends Vils back to work, and Hera notices that, Hera can just run through the TC. We'll see if Hera dares that as the archers come back. But now, having won the fight at home, Hera's going to go for a TC out on the side. Feels that it's safe because He's keeping track of the archers with his army, and he knows that DauT had claimed the scouts on the other side. A few scouts still hoovering looking for veil kills, but they all go down to DauT's light cav. And DauT doing a TC at home. And DauT does have to worry about his gold collection soon, but he should be able to move to the outside fairly soon. Hera going for stone rather than gold even. Hera should be able to take that forward gold now if he wants to, maybe even dare to take this gold. I mean, to be fair, both players did have a forward gold, and that can't happen on this map. Hera did a great job of adapting to it. They can look to pressure the ranges. Now Hera has to be careful of the Britons. This is where the Britons get scary because of their extra range, but the free thumb ring for Hera. And in the straight up fights, and then the Tatars have the advantage. This is one of those situations where if you're fighting cav in front and archers behind, Tatars can be more useful than Britons because they'll have a higher DPS with thumb ring. The Britons need to be in a situation where they're really fighting archer versus archer, where they can dance with their range. And he gets so up so quick, he's Hera. And honestly, I suspect the longer lasting sheep for the Tatars matters too. This might be a good breakdown video. How did Hera click up so quickly on this map? Just grab the efficiency graph. Watch that. Hera's an upcoming star. Yeah, he might be pretty good at Age of Empires. Ooh, the quick gate, the quick gate. Yeah, that gate's not going to be in time. There could be a gate here as the spear comes forward. Okay, Hera needs to run off of that gold. He can garrison in DauT's TC. The teamwork, DauT welcoming Hera to his economy. Then hop right in, I'll keep you safe. And hello, Alexander. On YouTube, we'll have another TC going up for Dr. Cosmonaut to the side. And the light cav will get in and start picking off villagers. Kills going down. Okay, light cav raids being kind of effective here. That will clean that with the knights. But this, I think, goes back to just how Hera walled with the ranges kind of in a weird pattern. If you had full palisades and gates, those light cav wouldn't be getting in. But speaking of getting in, on the other side, this army camping that hill, ready to push. Lots of light cav for DauT compared to the knight numbers. Extra hill bonus for the Tatars. Hera really wants to camp that hill. This is a great micro from Cosmonaut as the Britons to pull back. But you can look at the score of Hera versus Cosmonaut. Let's see, what do the KDs look like? Eco KD, 17-0 for Dragonstar. DauT has lost 11 vills. But Blacksails still down in Eco, I think. And GL had the TCs added in faster. And DauT, 26 to 17 KD. That's the difference in KD there. DauT pulling the team ahead. Going for the stable. Assuming GL is the favorite here. This is, oh, you know what? That's a good question. I'll add the seeds. This is the 9 seed and the 8 seed. But how well do Hera and DauT play as a 2v2 combo? I have no idea. I have no idea, Mountain Goat. Oh, I should put some goats on this map. We have sheep and pigs. Could use some mountain goats too. Banter is S tier at least. Is Hera, is he clicking up soon? He has 40 plus crossbows. That early up timing. Oh, no ballistics yet, even for Cosmonaut. Oh, odds. 78% for Gaming Legion A. How are those odds calculated? How was seeding set? It was a combination of 1v1, current and highest elo, team game, current elo, and tournament elo. The formula's in the handbook. If you look underneath the stream in the panels, there's a link to the handbook if you want to see the formula. How are the odds calculated is what I want to know. I don't know how the spec dashboard calculates the odds. So 1 TC on the outside for Cosmonaut. We have 2 TCs on the inside for Dragonstar. Fortified churches in the eco. And castle in the middle of the map for Hera. We have seen castles on the outside too, but castle here right in the middle. Going to try to secure access to that gold. And with all the crossbows and knights here, I don't think Cosmonaut can afford to pressure the castle. Hera might lose a couple crossbows to the micro there. And Britain's micro being Britain's micro. That'll always be a thing. But at the same time, DauT has discovered the TC, and he's going to start raiding. He's going to send his knights over to the side. And these players are still going to be walled. No archers behind this, so if DauT reacts quickly, he can wall and keep this out. But he's not stone-walled, doesn't have any stone, and we'll need to send Vils ASAP and notice this. DauT so far not reacting, and that's going to be a lot of knights in DauT's eco soon. Meanwhile, Hera does get the castle up in the middle, and this could be a good raid. DauT's just going to go and garrison the TCs. He has that tower up still for a bit more DPS, and he'll send his own knights back. Dragonstar with no iron casting, but does have all the bloodlines and the armor upgrades. And as we get to Imp, we have another fight on the side. Dragonstar will be losing some knights as Hera right clicks a deer. Dragonstar looking to raid on the right side too, trying to get into Hera's TC. Also getting a good raid in the back of DauT space. Gamer Legion up by about 20 Vils. And at the same time, DauT raiding in Dragonstar's face. They have everyone raiding everywhere. And Hera notices garrisons the TC from the knights. That castle will take out that barracks as the crossbows from Cosmonaut come over. We'll look to group up with the knights and hit the base down here. Lots of TCs. lots of extra sheep for Hera as the Tatars. And Hera trying to dodge ballistics, keep his crossbows safe. That's a big and menacing group of Britain crossbows. But Dragonstar and Cosmonaut gonna call the GG. GLA takes game 1. And pretty convincing and dominant play from Hera. That was impressive to have all those crossbows and go up so fast after having what felt like kind of an awkward build at the start with the archery range positioning. Unhappy Leaves is here. So some raids over here, but I think they're just seeing how big the eco is. And they also are going to run into the situation where, as awkward as it is for the Tatars to make a transition from crossbows when they don't have arbalests, it's also awkward for the Georgians' pocket, perhaps, because they don't have paladins. And yeah, they're cav heals, but they're going to be against Franks, who have that smooth transition to chivalry for the faster working stables and then paladins. They will take it. 53 kills for DauT. DauT carry. Best eco for DauT. I think the key was that Hera build order, but we're going to give all the credit to DauT. Look at that. 18-14. That is an insane uptime for a 9-vil start. On this map when you have to train so many crossbows so aggressively. Also, hello Eleko and Jabberwock on YouTube. To reset capture age. Is a win for GLA. And winning game number 1 on Outcrop. Now, we have not seen Regicide Fortress played yet. And I do hope we will see that played. Because I saw at least one Islands in Silver League. It'll be Regicide Fortress and then Mediterranean. So Franks and Tatars. Oh, very low picks also for GL. And those were the first 2 Civ picks for Blacksails. So I think that's a huge game 1 win considering the Civs. And Jungle Rumble will be the next map. How are you doing, Gothic brother? You have many Huskarls being trained today. Who is seed number 1? Andy and Lewis was seed number 1. The seed also depended on ladder performance, and Andy and Lewis grinded a lot of ladder games. DauT, so one of the best 19 game players. I remember when DauT would be... Remember the days when DauT would go Mayan's Pocket for the plumes, when FC Plumes was a thing? And thank you also El Polo Diavolo for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate the follows, and like I've been saying, if we do hit 15k followers, I will increase the prize pool by $500, so I appreciate all of the follows. The support has been absolutely amazing. Days with Maya Saracens. No, don't remind me of Obsidian Arrows. Too many nightmares about that. No more Obsidian Arrows. Tato has killed me too many times in those HD community games. Thank you, Krillacross. He's always had great macro suits night play. Let's see, okay, lobby up, lobby up. Jungle Rumble, and Jungle Rumble has given us some of the best games of this tournament so far. In terms of civs, I don't know, because we have 3 maps that are all closed / regicide, and thank you, Asuka, for the follow, where similar civs this could be useful. I mean, Lithuanians could be nice as like the middle civ for monks. You could also see Poles on the outside if you want a good eco for slinging, maybe even Slavs for Blacksails. Maya or Turks could be a middle civ if they're getting a sling. You could also just have Slavs on the outside to boom. For Gamer Legion, I feel like Persians have to be for African clearing. Persians and Spanish probably there. But I mean, Spanish could be a Jungle Rumble civ too. Then you also have Berbers, Burgundians. You could have maybe Burgundians on the outside, Malay on the inside for GL. Teutons on the outside, we've seen that too. We saw Jordan do that in their plane. Now they're launching, and let's see. Okay, so civs will be on the inside, Hera with the Bohemians, and on the outside, DauT as the Burgundians. And then for Blacksails on the inside, Dragonstar as the Turks, and Doomster on the outside as the Poles. So Doomster coming in, okay. Wasn't expecting to see Doomster, but he must have a strategy prepared. There'll be Doomster coming in for Cosmonaut for Blacksails. See, Capture Age might get confused about the score. This will be for ease of communication. I don't think they'd sign up with Cosmo if they had problems communicating, though. They definitely play a lot of games together. Yeah, I think the fact that we allow Sling actually makes Jungle Rumble more interesting because it gives more options for the outside player. More options for them to Titanic, though, if they get forwarded poorly. Alright, and Gamer Legion won in game 1. And they changed the team member, so I need to update the team name. This will be... I can spell Blacksails. Alright, so Gamer Legion with a 1-0 lead will be placing Hera as the blue Bohemians in the middle, and DauT as the green Burgundians on the outside. For Blacksails, Dragonstar will be playing as the red Turks in the middle, and Doomster as the yellow Poles on the outside. And Jungle Rumble, originally a map made by Bazzi. First game was on Outcrop, that was originally a Trezini map. Here, this map has given us some of the most insane games in the tournament. If players eventually chopping through to the middle and swapping sides. We have Doomster putting his lumber camp right on the middle, and DauT going for a lumber camp on the outside. We've seen outside players sling. We've seen outside players go around the outside and forward. We have seen players just wall up and boom. What is the dominant approach on the outside? I don't know. Honestly, I think the sneak forward is probably the most deadly. And DauT, did you just fail at pushing a deer? DauT, you need your scout on this map. Look at how far away you got a scout. But anyway, this is the map that it almost looks like Michi because of how well walled the middle is, and you only have these 2 slots on the outside to wall, but this is actually really problematic because you only have 1 scout. You can only keep track of 1 of these at a time, and you need to get vills to both of them, which is a lot of walk time, a lot of vill distance to cover, and then you put yourself at risk of sneaks if you don't get there in time and your opponent walks to the back. Well, your scout's probably scouting over here and helping your vill wall. You can also have Black Forest style of vill fights on the walls. We've seen castle pushes on the outside. There's no limit to the creativity you can have on a Bazzi map. So vills on the berries, more vills under the TC. And you're on the way in. It's as if the Roman Circus Maximus and Michi had a love child. Yeah, it does kind of look like on the minimap at least. Has that shape to it, the racetrack. So when you chop through to the middle, we did see 1 player as the Teutons essentially chop a single line of trees all the way to get to the middle. Then run around on the inside. And you're getting pushed. You know, the turkey holding the gate open made me realize those gatehouses don't have anyone manning them. They must just have motion sensors. Thank you, Neki69 for the follow. And we have the double deer push from Dragonstar. Look at this. I should probably make a YouTube video on the double deer push at some point. This is brilliantly done. Oh, look at those deer. Oh dear. Getting right into the TC. They come apart just at the end, but that's late enough. It's fine. Oh, the brilliance of Dragonstar. That's because there are 2 groups of 2 deer on the outside. If you can pull off a double deer push. Oh, Hera's doing them 1 at a time. Hera even deleted walls to push them in. And we'll have, okay, DauT finding one of Doomster's vills. DauT is up to feudal, so he will win this fight. Doomster not trying any Alcatraz shenanigans. And that will mean this side remains open. Open for both players. And Doomster will be stonewalling over here. The question then for Doomster is if he stonewalls, does he send a Vil forward? Because DauT is up, and DauT has a stable for scouts. DauT is going to go... I've not seen this yet. DauT is going to make a stable and go scouts from home and run around the outside and just try to be slightly annoying with some hoovering around Doomster's base. Okay, Folvark for Doomster. Why is the Folvark out here? Oh, that is in perfect position for DauT to hoover around. Trust him, he's a doctor. yeah, trust Dragonstar. Trust good old Dr. Agonstar. And there is an X over here from Hera. Scouts coming forward. DauT sees the Vil and he sees the scout, but DauT will have 3 scouts. DauT should win this fight. And that's another Vil down for Doomster. Doomster's not going to get this walled, and he's going to see DauT now has scouts. So DauT has military. Doomster's aware of it. He was hoping he could just get this side walled up, but nope, he'll only have 1 wall. And he's going to go back and wall. He does have a cliff. I added some cliffs to the outside of the map just to try to give it some flavor. He's going to try to use that cliff as a wall. I think the scouts are going to get in, though. I don't think he can wall this in time. He's sending 6 villagers. Oh, no, he's out of stone. Oh, he has 10 stone. He can get that last tile up. Down. Oh, the entire village is going to wall. The entire village is going to wall. I mean, it's only 3 scouts. It's not like it's going to do that much. But, okay, 4 scouts, a Vil down. DauT will get another Vil. Oh, absolute disaster for Doomster. He wanted to be walled. He's just gonna lose Vils now. How many Vil deaths is that? That's -4 so far. -4. Does DauT? Well, has to invest into the scouts, but might even pick another Vil. That'll be the 5th Vil. Oh, all these pull Vils that could heal if they could only run. Oh, and another scout gonna get in for DauT. Oh, DauT must be having the time of his life here. Vil goes down. Vil's gonna turn and get some more scout hits. Oh, he's wishing I added more cliffs to the map now. For the first time anyone's ever probably wished that. Oh, he can snipe the farm, gets the... Ooh, doesn't get the farm, almost got it. You know, I sniped those 1 HP farm foundations. Oh yeah, while this is happening, Hera's gonna go forward, and he's gonna go for a monk rush. Hera's gonna monk rush. When do we see this? Let's go. Double monasteries for Hera. And a ram. A ram. Why did it spawn on that side of the workshop? Nilly. Can I fix that? Ram going forward. Go Daddy. Low HP scouts, but still able to hoover and still able maybe to pick off more Vils. I get you want the Folvark farms, Doomster, but why that far? Why that far? Oh, another Vil gonna go down. Ouch. So this team definitely had a plan that Doomster would chop to the middle and then go Schlachta privileges, I think. That seems like what their plan was. But DauT is just disrupting that so much. Oh yeah, Hera's scouts could heal DauT, or monks could heal DauT scouts over the woodline. Yeah, you can't do that. You need Teuton monks with the extra healing range. Then you could do it. I think monks heal from 4 tiles. So yeah, just let Doomster chop a bit more than have Hera heal. Well, Hera is in. He's into Dragonstar's base. Dragonstar gonna do Cav Archers to defend against the monk push. That means Hera just needs to add some more siege behind this. Might need to see some devotion for the Cav Archers too. Cav Archers is an interesting way to defend against monks. So Dragonstar can fight with the Vils here. And why he can do that is because Hera can't convert them. If he does, he uses the monk juice on the Vils and then can't convert the Cav Archers. He could charge and then try to swap conversions though. So it is a bit of a risk to then charge him with the Cav Archers. Dragonstar has 1 converted and he has to get out. He's going to chase down the monks with the villagers. But the monks healing each other enough. Here's the Scorpion. Yeah, Cav Archer defense against monks is really tricky to pull off. You need a lot of Cav Archers. If you have a lot of them, then you can win the fights against the monks, but he's just a lot of them. And the monk rush comes in so fast. You often don't have the time. There's the GG. And GL takes it 2-0. This team, they had a plan. They had a plan to go Schlachta privileges, I think. But that plan backfired because DauT made scouts. And that's what the hard thing is about this map, when you don't get the walls up on the sides. This will be a short day. Well, I have some Community League games to cast after this. And also maybe the Nordic Masters to cast too. So GG. I also double check the schedule in case we have Silver League today. Way too greedy. So 8 kills for DauT. Best eco for DauT. Fastest feudal time for Doomster too. That is just so painful, losing the Vils. Poles could prepare scouts too if he does not get the walls up. I think that was sloppy. Yeah, just a lot of weird things there from Doomster, like the position of the back walls too. Just going walls instead of maybe a barracks. The second the Vil died, he insta-died. Yeah, it felt like that, right? But he could have adjusted to that first Vil dying on the outside by doing a barracks at home. But the thing is, he didn't scout DauT's stable. DauT was able to do the stable at home because there was no way to scout it from the point of view of Doomster. That'll be a Lawson Jungle Rumble. And LY had picked Regicide Fortress 2, but he didn't get to play it. So that was Bohemians and Burgundians against Poles and Turks. So Monk rushing against the Turks worked out pretty well there for the Bohemians. Janissary is not what they used to be. We didn't see a castle drop. So thank you everyone watching on Twitch, watching on YouTube. We have like 450 plus viewers between the two of you, so it's been lovely getting these numbers. Hopefully they just get better next week as we get farther into the tournament too. I hope everyone is enjoying watching everyone casting this on Twitch. So there's a lot of other people casting it too. And Valley of Kings. All right, Valley of Kings, and hopefully this is a competitive game. I want to see if they're creative for this map. Seems to be playing, well, to be honest, it's a weird map to play, and I know that I've played on that map and gotten absolutely wrecked by forwards. But definitely some things Doomster probably could have done differently. Well, once he sees the 3 scouts and he loses the second Vil, he sent everyone to wall. I don't know, maybe he could have walled differently with some markets instead of just stone. Maybe he could have, instead of walling, gone for a barracks and walls at home, done some small walls around the lumber camp. But as the Poles, he wanted the Folvarki away from the TC. And I think he made that first Folvark, or that second Folvark after the Berry one, way too far away, even for that purpose. Let's see, okay, they're still in the lobby. Yeah, you can build them next to the TC. Pretty close. Maybe he was just trying to make space for future Fulrarchy. Stream looks so beautiful over here on YouTube. Hello, Bearwin. Begin watching glorious 4K. Hopefully we'll have 4K coming for Twitch soon, too. And thank you, Otto, for the follow. I have to try out the 1440p streaming on Twitch. I'm in that beta now. Not in the 4K beta yet. I'm in the 1440p beta. So next time I do Kami games, I think, I'll probably just do Kami games on Twitch and do them on 1440p. Oh, thank you, Otto, for using your Prime sub. Appreciate the support. Puts us at 293 sub points. Let's see, we're having a good old lobby discussion. Oh, nope, they're launching. Okay, expect delay 50 seconds. So, Malay and Burmese against Lithuanians and Ethiopians. Kami games, yes, Kami games. I'll probably have time for Kami games after the tournament, though. I'm gonna be super busy this week. And Nimu Mirin, thank you for the follow. I also need to message Bruce about getting ready for invoices, so I need to invoice everyone. Everyone, even, or rather, I'll need everyone who has a prize pool submitting invoices to me. That's the more accurate description. All right, you're watching 2K because that's what your monitor can do. Well, that's what my monitor can do. But so Cosmonaut coming back on for Blacksails. This will be a Valley of Kings. This will be Blacksails and GL's up 2-0. So a competitive game on our Regicide map, and it's 50-50 chance to have a king or a queen. They spawned with queens. Gotta be careful not to run your queen into an enemy castle, not to run your queen into the Gaia units and lose it on the outside. And DauT finding the chickens. You do have patches of chickens on the inside. You have a barracks, and you do have your castle. So you're encouraged to be aggressive on the inside. And DauT going to experiment. Oh, can I lure these units into my castle and kill them? No, you cannot, DauT. No, you cannot. You think I didn't think about that? I don't know how much they practice this map. I know, as I said earlier, Hera had a very busy week, as his wife had surgery to remove some lung cancer. And from what I've heard, that is successful. But I don't know how much practice Hera has had. I know he really hasn't been home that much. Oh, he's looking for a queen with the scout. He's looking for a queen with the scout. Dragonstar just saying, ha ha ha. You wanna go for it, Hera? But Hera's just like, nah. Is this the crazy Skirm War map? We have had lots of crazy Skirm Wars. But I also think there's a lot of potential outside of the Skirm War to play the map. We saw Scout and Archer work. We've seen a couple Khmer insta-feudals or Georgian insta-feudals. Both civs can go insta-feudal. Lithuanians, Ethiopians going to be up really fast. Hera going up now as the Malay. He's up not as fast, but still Malay, so he'll make up for that. Is the distance for a defensive stance configurable? No, it's not. And DauT going to wall up. And DauT looks like he's going to go for the fast castle. Now, there's one thing that I had seen. It's a strategy. I don't think players have unlocked the full potential of the map. Is you have the barracks, you can do a couple of militia. You can actually drush the outside and use your drush and your scout, especially in the 2v2, to clear some of the Gaia units. And then you have a very safe economy on the outside because the wall protects you from all the skirms that are on the inside. And that's double ranges and a blacksmith for skirmishers from Cosmonaut. How does defensive stance work? I don't know the details, but it basically means your units chase for only a limited distance if they auto-attack instead of being right-clicked to attack. So they'll chase for a limited distance, and then if the enemy leaves that distance, they turn around and walk back home. And that's how all the Gaia units work. They're on defensive stance, so they don't chase too long. They don't go into the castle. It's kind of to force like a chaos pit situation, but instead of chopping to the outside, You just need to build up enough military to get to the outside. Vills fight back against these things. They retaliate, but you can't right-click them with Vills. I do kind of wish you could right-click and attack with Vills. I think that would probably make the map a bit better. But that's just how Gaia works, and you can't do it. Just like on the wall, how you can't attack the wall with villagers. Yeah, but you cannot lead them to the castle. Definitely not. Zoom in. It's all going to depend on what device you're watching on. I don't think phone users will ever have a good experience watching Age of Empires, unfortunately. So scouts and archers. That's not two-range skirms, it's two-range archers for Cosmonaut. So he's playing a fairly standard game. We'll have DauT just about up. Hera going to take the brunt of the double team. And Hera's queen is on the outside. Has to remember to keep her moving so that she doesn't die to random Gaia units. I think you'll be able to maintain that. Archer is pushing Hera off of wood. Russian Gaia unit sounds like an elite strat. It was elite from what I've seen. Now there is a bit of rock terrain on the top, so you can't wall fully to the top. But you do have the castle there to protect, so it's going to be risky to run through early on. So full wall, market blacksmith for DauT as he goes for the fast castle. DauT Xing the gold. You may be telling Hera he needs to go fight the gold. Leading all the walls is risky, because then your opponents can run through. Again, run through underneath the castle. Hera going to skirm war and just trying to defend as well as he can with skirms. Scout crews down, and Dragon start running around with his own skirms. Listening to Hera's and DauT's comms, they weren't quite sure how dire the gold situation would be on the map. It's only 2 tiles of gold on the inside. You really do have to go to the outside. Quite aware how dire it would be. Right. That is also kind of what helps promote the skirm wars, the lack of gold. But 2 tiles of gold is still quite enough to get a few archers out. And drink some water. Stay hydrated, chat. You gotta remind me between the games to stay hydrated. Skirm's taking out some of the archers. Archers running among the trees. On the outside, DauT going to use the Vills to retaliate against the Gaia units. Eventually he'll clear them, but he's going to do a mining camp out there and he will get some gold. So he will get gold. He has enough Vills, it's okay now. He'll just run that one back. His other Vills will fight back and he'll be fine. And he'll be absolutely fine. So now DauT's on the outside, he fast castled, and now he'll have a Rambai. Hera kind of holding 1v2 over here. DauT is up. So Hera, 2 ranges, has enough skirms to hold. Will be forced off of that wood line. And you usually can go to the outside to grab wood too, and sometimes you can grab wood without even needing to fight the Gaia units. Looks great on tablet, you're always watching your fridge. I'll try to stay zoomed in. I know. It's hard for me to tell because I'm doing this in 4K for the first time, so the zoom level is slightly different for me. I need to get back to what I'm used to a bit. So Queen exploring the outside for Cosmonaut. Have they explored each other's gold mines? No, they haven't. They haven't really explored the outside all that much. This castle is destroying the wall. Do you want it to do that? I don't know. Oh gosh, what happened? Did Hera lose the mining camp? Did he lose the villain and lose the mining camp? Oh no. Hera. Which castle is the best? The Byzantine castle, but it's not in this game. He needs a couple of feudal age soldiers there. He's getting wrecked by the scouts. Not able to afford. Oh, he doesn't have loom. Hera doesn't have loom. How does he not have loom? Why didn't you do loom, Hera? Oh, he hasn't been able to get gold. He can't move out to this gold if he doesn't have loom. Oh no. Oh no, Hera doesn't have loom. Why did you not click loom in the... Oh, that's because it's regicide. It's regicide resources, so you start with minus 50 gold. That's why he doesn't have loom. But here are the Arambai for DauT, as we will have Dragonstar up to the next age. And now this team has to wall up, and wall all the way up by that castle with some creative palisade walls. Keep the Arambai out. Pretty heavy on the gold there. There's Dragonstar. Which castle looks the best? Oh, in this game? This is the Lithuanian castle? Yeah, that's pretty cool. This castle... Ethiopian? Alright, I like it. This is the Burmese castle. Okay, okay. And this is the Malay castle. Malay is my least favorite. That doesn't... I'm gonna go this one. I think this is my favorite. The Lithuanian one. With the ones in this game. And there goes some Arambai trying to get through. Skirms ran through too. And this is tricky because you can't wall yourself now the skirms are in. But skirms will be facing more skirms. These teams are up. And DauT with the Arambai trying to do some damage. And we did see now the FC approach paying off on this map. This team, though, really far ahead in economy so far. See how much the Arambai change that. Nice skirm defense from Dragonstar. I have a tower going up for Cosmonaut. This army still not able to find too much damage. This is where destroying the wall hurts, because you could have had your vills safe on the outside. Oh, DauT has more Arambai. They just run through the palisade on the other side. DauT with the FC Arambai play. DauT showing us this map is not full skirms, it's FC Arambai. After Hera took all that damage without having Loom, Hills going down. Hills have to run. And we'll have Castle Age on the way. And we have Sling. Oh, Hera's slinging, Hera's slinging, Hera's slinging. And Dry Malbia, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Going down. More skirms. Oh, more skirms. There's Elite Skirm from Dragonstar. Scores are still really close. If he gets Elite Skirm, then maybe he can fight the Arambai. Because Hera is not going to have much in the way of army now. Because Hera's still slinging. So Hera hasn't been slinging that much. Just 2 rounds of sling. And remember, sling is heavily taxed, 50% tax, up from the base game is 30% tax. Now, crossbows in for Cosmonaut. He's maybe on spread formation. Arambai don't really get a hit there. Elite Skirm is in. With Elite Skirm, he can hit the Arambai. Arambai being annoying, but eventually will probably be cleared. Taking out some skirms. At least they have enough attack to deal with skirms. That's what makes Arambai scary. There's nothing that really kills them. His knight units don't kill them. So Hera's skirms will be chased down by the crossbows. And they will go down. More skirms on the other side as the Arambai are breaking in. We have a siege push from DauT. Siege push from him. But now the teams can start moving to the outside. Now they can go to the outside better. Units still guarding the gold. Skirms going for the Arambai. Crossbows coming over. Finally enough of an army mass that they can fight this group of Arambai in the back. But now there's a problem that there are Arambai at the front. The Arambai are just going to run under the tower and dive the crossbows. Not going to care. There's like a mangonel once they close the distance. And bam, kill everything. Everything going down. DauT score lead increasing. And the Arambai play working out. That's the way you played AoE 2 back in the day on your Pentium 1 166 MHz. AoE 2 back in the day, I probably played it this zoom. And it's a great zoom from which to watch the Arambai massacre the villagers. Down they go. And now Guerrilla Legion up by 22 vills. Hera's still stuck in the feudal age, but with DauT in the castle age, there's nothing they can do against this. Skirms do bonus damage to Arambai? Yes, yes they do. Yes, they do. But without ballistics, it's a struggle to hit the Arambai. Ram on the tower. Some Vills in the tower. That'll probably go down. Skirm's hitting the main canal. Yeah, 800 by 600 resolution. That's what I played at. Why did we play on that resolution when the game had higher resolutions that zoomed out more? I don't know, but that's what I did. Armed by Cav Archers? They have the Cav Archer armor class, yes. Making Elf for DauT. Making goes down. Skirms hit the other Skirms. Arambai. Probably enough for Arambai to clean the Skirms. I mean, the Arambai attack is so high. The Skirms still die to them. Yeah, the Skirms melt. Skirms melting to the Arambai. Lithuanians, Ethiopians just don't have a unique unit that could contest with this either. Not even the mighty Latus can do so. Download the AW1 demo with your 56k modem. We're not happy about the cost per minute. It's not even like AW1 with a large file. And DauT going for the castle. DauT trying to do a get out of this game castle, a get out of this tournament castle as Dragonstar calls a GG. And Gamer Legion takes it 3-0. Unfortunately, we still don't see Regicide Fortress played. But we finally did see Valley of Kings, and it wasn't a skirm war. It was not a skirm war. It was DauT going for the FC Arambai play, walled himself enough, just enough that the army couldn't get in, and then you couldn't wall yourself up due to the rock terrain fully, and so they eventually got around the back. And it's still a crazy map that I don't think players have completely figured out with when to go to the outside. But GG, congrats to Gamer Legion, they will move on, and that concludes the round of 16. So we'll go take a look at the brackets. 58 kills for DauT. Best economy, Hera slung. Sent 4,000 resources, DauT received 2.7k. 1050 castle time for DauT, going straight for that fast castle, and it paid off for him. Hydrate time, yes, Razzie, hydrate time, thank you. We just got here. Well, we'll have more games. Rainbow Star on Unicorn Princess. We'll have more games. We're just gonna update the scoreboard and then take a look at the bracket. So that's a loss for Blacksails on Valley of Kings. That was Ethiopians and Lithuanians against Burmese and Malay, and Gamer Legion not even using Spanish Mongols their first two civ picks. Dominant win from DauT and Hera, keeping Gamer Legion's hopes alive. Keeping their hopes alive. So, a bracket time. Let's look at these brackets. Update this. Real time. Oh, it has been updated. My admin's on point today. So these are our brackets. Quarterfinals. Quarterfinals will be Thursday and Friday. Each day they'll be at 15 GMT. I don't know which sets are which yet. We're still scheduling with players. We have Onamaru A, which will be Andy and Lewis against DauT and Hera. Andy Lewis versus DauT and Hera. Then we'll have Hart and Leary against Sato and Mihai. Slam and ACCM against MBL and Sorakuma, and Lix and Yo against Barles and Dogao. Those are the 8 teams we have remaining in the quarterfinals for the Gold League. So those will be some great sets, and the big loss so far is Viper and Tato. Jordan helped them draft, went to bed, woke up, and found out that his return tour was cut short. Teammates who lost to MBL and Sorakuma. So give me your predictions, chat. We'll potentially have DauT and Hera against Hart and Leary in the semifinals. The bracket, though, I know the seeding is kind of weird, but it did basically work out where the top, essentially the 4 teams from last time, of like the DauT and Tato had kind of played together and moved around, and technically Hera was with Heart and Leary, but would have been like DauT, Hera, Heart, Leary, Yolix, and Viper, Jordan, Tato did have paths to the semifinals. Viper not following through on his end of the Bark Go. How's the meetup response looking for? I think we do have about 15 people for Medieval Times, so we're good for that. I got the group booking rate, which is lovely to see. We're having a small watch party. What happened to Viper and Tato? They lost to MBL. It worked. It did work out in the end, although Viper losing was probably much earlier than he had requested. Add some caster rules to people in the Discord. And we'll need one more scheduling thread opened. I feel like Hera DauT is such an insane team. I still think DauT is a tactical genius, and now Hera can execute it for him. I disagree. Ozone throwing shade. Throwing shade from the Silver League. So we are going to move on. Is the Nordic Masters still going on? I kind of want to do that. I don't know what the set is for that. I'll cast, for now, I think I'll cast the glitched Nordic Masters, and then Cartographers 2 sets after that. About the seating. Any more sets today? These are all the live sets, but I have some community sets I'm going to cast from the top tier of the community division. I wanted to cast them earlier, we'd have a chance, and let me find them. It's going to be Sweden versus Rulers of Rome, and Nocturna C against Rulers of Rome B. Hopefully 2 good sets. And first, though, I'm going to cast this game from Ganji. I don't know if there's a logo or anything for me to display. If there is, and someone could look that up, that'd be appreciated. It's Ganji versus Valas here. This is a LAN. I don't know what the score is. I don't know if there's anything I need to display for it, but we'll get back to Cartographers after this. Leave and tag. T90 and Dark, they're in the Silver League. Oh yeah, when did T90 and Dark schedule? Did they schedule? I think we need to ping them to keep scheduling. Yeah, we'll have... Oh, you know, we do have a set today at 6 p.m. Wonder C versus Darkside A. But that is GMT tomorrow, even though it is still today. More sets tomorrow and on Tuesday. Thank you, Sully Buns, for the follow. So I don't know what the score is for this. So this is a glitched Nordic Masters, and it's the Grand Finals. It is a best of 5. It is a LAN between Ganji and Valis. And Better Get Loom, thank you for the follow. Tell that to Hera. And let me see what the score is if I can. It is right now 2-1 in favor of Valis. So 1 for Ganji, 2 for Valis. They have drafts and everything. I don't even know what exactly it is. It's 22 GMT. Yeah, 22 GMT. Oh, is it 22 GMT? Why is it on tomorrow's schedule? I think Petito needs to redo the scheduling post. So what is this that we're looking at right here? It is a LAN with all the Nordic players. Or not all of them, but a lot of them. And Ganji and Valis are here. Our 2 finalists playing on Fortified Clearing, probably a map that does favor Ganji. Teutons versus Kumans. Interested to see how he pressures a Kuman boom. Oh, the Kumanity, yes. Update my YouTube title then. Should update that too. Keep the titles updated so people know what they're watching. The 2 best Nordic players are not there. He's saying Viper and MBL are not there. Oh, Viper's in Germany now. You're getting pushed in from Valis. And Ganji did tell me some of their funding depends on their viewership, so hopefully if I just able to stream whatever games are left, that does help them out. And I like this version of Fortified Clearing. I guess they took this this set of maps and themed them to be Nordic themed and all snowy. That's nice and cute. I like that. I like the snowy Fortified Clearing. Made a new LAN after DreamHack got over there. I don't know if there's anything or what the... I have no idea what the formation of this LAN was, or anything about it other than Ganji and Valis are playing at a LAN right now. I think there is like a $2,500 prize pool for the event, from what I had seen briefly earlier. Also, look at the relics. There are fewer relics than normal, right? It's only 3 in the middle? Yeah, it's 3 relics in the middle, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the outside. So 8 total. Were there supposed to be 4 in the middle and 1 didn't spawn? Is this thing like obscuring a relic? Don't see one behind it. But let's make sure we catch up to live time. Oh yeah, we should catch up to live time. There we go. Wall down here, a couple houses and a palisade blocking that passage. Follow us up to feudal, and he'll be doing another TC on the outside. TC on the outside. Oh, lots of little green like flowers and foliage underneath the trees. That, you know, I'll have to determine what I think about that. Now, do you like this chat with the green stuff under the trees? That's something I could do in my maps. I don't know if I'm liking it or not, though. I'll have to think about that. Well, for Valis. And there is that TC. So, 2 TC Kuman Boom. 2 TC Kuman Boom. Ganji not going for the Trush. It is the normal one, a DE standard of 1080 HP on the walls. Viper, and I think he's referencing MBL Sovereign, which I mean I guess that probably does make sense for the two best Nordic players. DreamHack left their starting grounds because they got too big. Nice that they got something else going on there. Oh, okay, okay. Not like there's drama or anything. Wallace's scout still running around. And it will be a forward barracks from Ganji. So Ganji looks like he's just going to go Ganji things, go for a monk rush. And it'll be an archer defense from Valis. So archers from Valis, and he's going to look to pick off the villagers. So he was anticipating the monk rush from Ganji, and he sent archers forward to stop the Vils from doing the monastery. And Ganji's not going to do anything like try to throw it down, even despite the archers. He has to go back. He has to get to his spot, and his scout away from the villagers doing the monastery. And again, only 3 relics in the middle, so it's not going to be as good of a relic eco behind this as you'd maybe like. And Toxic Wild Hog, hello. I'm a waffle cooker. Hello. And I do enjoy waffles. I also enjoy pancakes. Oh, stable goes down. And Loom on the way. Stable going up for Ganji. Ganji doing the stable at home under his TC, keeping it nice and safe, making sure he can go forward. But Valis with those archers has just bought himself a ton of time for this Kuman to go grab that relic. And for Ganji to grab the relic. And thank you, Mass Dr. Ones. The alternating still. Capitalization is confusing me. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Thank you very much. Like, did I have a bitrate issue slightly? It looks like I might have dropped a couple frames there. Hopefully it's all okay. Might be the router overheating again. A couple of outposts going up for Valis. Buying a bit of wood. Keep an eye on that. Hopefully we don't have any more drops. And Ganji going to palisade wall everything. Just try to keep himself safe. Looks like everyone else is swapping to cast this too. Yep, and we are getting some drops. Okay, okay. I might just end the stream on YouTube. And I'll see if we can get back to that later. I am starting to get some drops on OBS, and I wonder if that's due to the YouTube stream also eating bandwidth.